Old Dads. It's written, directed, and stars Bill Burr. Also stars Bobby Cannavale and Joaquin Woodbine. And it's currently available on Netflix with audio description. And it's kind of hilarious. Yeah, I said it. As a matter of fact, Netflix, why don't you take some of that money you keep throwing at Sandler to make some of the worst movies he's ever made in his career on your service and see what Bill Burr does next. I'd give him a green light on his next project because this was entertaining, legitimately so, and didn't feature a whole lot of like cringeworthy moments like some Sandler movies do. Is it crude? Sure, it has some moments where you wouldn't want to be watching it with the whole family. But I think its target demographic, arguably, is not children. So I think if you sat down and talked with Bill Burr and said, love what you're doing, what would you do if you made a film that was accessible to everybody? I'd love to see what that film looks like. Because this film, for adults, is hilarious. It also is a film that the humor is really sort of like adults only. He's kind of making fun of a younger generation. I don't think the younger generation is quite going to get that. But as somebody who's stuck in the middle of the generation he's making fun of and his generation, I thought it was hilarious. So, absolutely, 100%. It's just, the plot of this film is pretty simple. We have 3 old dads. I know, it's shocking. I mean, the title it's so vague. What could this film possibly be about? Who happen to all be at this stage in life where, they just had a new kid. Maybe they're having a new kid. Maybe thinking about having a new kid. They have little ones. Maybe another one on the way. All of their situations are kind of different, and they're all in this together and experiencing sort of very similar things. They work together. They work for this guy who, when he has a scene, I was like, I love Bill Burr. There's so many times in this film where something was written and I was just like, I don't think I respect this dude enough. Like, I don't think I've watched enough of his stand-up. Like, I know who Bill Burr is. I feel like I watched his Netflix animated show. What was it, F is for Family? Yeah. I haven't fully grasped his stylings in the way that he truly deserves, because there's some moments in this film that I just was laughing. I mean, I think parts of this film are like the funniest things I've seen all year. There's one scene where he is late getting his kid to a preschool and something happens which leads to his wife is like, you need to make this right, and so he goes in and tail between his legs, and he tries to just apologize like a simple person would from back in the day. And then they start this whole like restorative justice thing where like the whole community of parents are there, and it just made me laugh because he was like, obviously he was like holding back a lot. He says some things through those jokes that I don't want to ruin, but just the fact that he started up this like thing where this preschool has like a restorative justice system I was just like, what is happening? It's not that these aren't bad concepts in and of themselves, that we can't use them in society. I think restorative justice is a great concept, but it's funny that if you take it too far, suddenly it becomes, for preschool parents, we have restorative justice systems. It's like, it's his commentary on a little bit of something works, but if you do too much of it, it absolutely loses effect. And he points out some really great things about how he's like, yeah, your generation, you made things so much better. You know, you're out there, you know, flipping over water bottles and TikTok videos. It's like, yeah, they are still, you know. I think that's very true, is that every time we're trapped into a generation, we're just always thinking about how amazing we are and how we've changed the world, and that the generations before us were stupid, but we'll fix it. But we're doing stupid shit too. So it's the generation below me, so the generation above me. We all have dumb shit and we all have good shit. And just because we become more socially conscious and aware doesn't mean that those people who are like out there talking about being socially conscious and aware don't do dumb shit. Everyone does dumb shit at some point. We all selectively do something or embrace others doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like people who come home and you know, they might be social warriors, and then they come home and they just watch like Real Housewives. It's like, that's what you know, you realize that by giving that viewership that you are continuing to validate that behavior and tell network executives that that's what you want. It seems very counterintuitive to the things that you're fighting for, but you know, yeah, we do. And we'll sit there and we'll watch TikTok videos of people doing ridiculous shit too. So he's very much on point here. And it's not too long. It does for some reason lag a little bit. He feels like he really has to like have a narrative story here. And so as he's trying to craft like a beginning, middle, and an end, instead of just a series of jokes that work really well, that's probably the only thing where he kind of lags, is in his construction of an actual coherent story, other than just letting it be like three guys all about to be parents again. Let's go. You know, like, it feels like there has to be a plot. And some of the things that they try to throw in are kind of funny. You know, there's this guy who has clearly lived off the grid forever. And for some reason, Bill Burr and his friends work for this company that have decided to make the person who least wants to be famous in the entire world famous. And they expect Bill Burr to go out there and convince this guy that he needs to radically change his world and become famous. And it's just and in concept the joke works, but like it feels like it also becomes part of the plot, and it kind of drags out a little bit too long. Some of the things when he can just punch it and hit it and give you the commentary on it, hilarious. Other things, it's like he's trying to create a narrative story here and it doesn't really work. Although I would say that by the time as the film progresses, when he gets to the end, feels like he has sort of had more of a self-realization about how maybe there are some parts of him that could use improvement, and so he seems to work towards that. So I guess it's about the journey, but I wish it was just narratively stronger, instead of just having a lot of really funny moments. It's one of those movies where the moments are funny. He's very quotable. Bill Burr is very quotable. He has a lot of lines in this film that would, if this film was released theatrically, you know, I mean, I think back to the times when I was in the 90s and we were sitting there with, you know, our Adam Sandler movies. The price is wrong, Bob. You know, I mean, God, everybody was saying that, you know. Tommy Boy, fat guy in a little coat. Like, I mean, there's so many like little moments that I can pull out of a lot of those movies. Nowadays, I don't know what people pull. Is there any quote movies anymore? Like, It's just everything goes to streaming, and then I feel like people just are very unenthused to run around and talk about the movie they saw on streaming. They're just like, "Hey, did you guys see the new streaming movie on Netflix?" So I don't know. I don't know if that happens, but I hope this movie finds an audience. I think it's one of the better things that Netflix has produced this year, but straight for its service anyway. And I'm probably in the minority. I don't know where this is going to go. Its IMDb isn't that bad right now. Metascore is predictably low for a film like this. Wasn't expecting the Metacritic score to be very high. So it's got a nice supporting cast. Everybody from Bruce Dern to Rachel Harris to Jackie Tone pop up in this film. As far as supporting Bill Burr, I thought Cannavale and Woodbine both did fine. They both did really good jobs. So neither one of them are quite the stand-up comedian that Bill Burr is. Both of them serve their purpose. Both of them, Bill Burr wrote funny stuff for. That's the thing here. This is all Bill Burr. Not only is a star, but he wrote and directed this. And that whole package put together, I think it came out pretty good. I can't really think of Sandler at the beginning of his career writing, directing, and starring in Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore. That didn't happen. So I think Bill Burr, now that he's being given movie roles, absolutely, let's do it. Please extend his contract and greenlight his next movie. And I'd love to see more from Bill Burr. The audio description here is fine. There are some moments where it's like absolutely necessary because it's absolutely hilarious. And I love that the audio description narration team felt fully comfortable in being able to understand the joke and being able to point out the joke. There's a part of the conversation where I believe it was Bill Burr and Bobby Cannavale were having a conversation, and they were talking, and then this other guy chimes in. He's like, "Why is it always that two white guys have to lead the conversation?" And then the narration, the audio description makes sure to point out that we get the joke, and it says, just really point blank, the guy is white. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy who said that was white. Like, we see the guy, he's white. And then they just kind of look at him like, what? They're like, well, you're white. So, and then it opens up the second joke, which is hilarious. One of those like 23andMe things. Like, being proud of something that you're like 3%. I'm 3% of this. Okay. You're 97% of the other thing, though. So, yeah. Think about that for a little while. Anyway, yeah. So, very, very witty. I laughed several times. Every time the film starts to dip, it's got another joke coming. It just, it's probably in its like plot building phase where it's like we have to have a serious conversation, or Bill Burr has to sit down with his wife for a few seconds, or Bobby or Bokeem, and figure out what it is they're doing next, or they're doing something for their job or whatever. But I'm really happy with this. Totally recommend it. I'm gonna give Bad Dads, Old Dads. Bad Dads would be so much funnier. Old Dads, a B+. Why didn't the Bad Moms franchise ever have a spinoff called Bad Dads? Is it just because it's too obvious? Like, there are too many bad dads out there that it's not funny. Why is Bad Moms funny then? Anyway, that's it. Yeah, B+. I liked it. It's not perfect, but I liked it. So that's cool. So it's not running for Oscars. It's not looking for awards. Just wants to be loved. Just wants to be loved. That's it. That's all it wants from life. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And you can go to my website, MacTheMovieGuy.com. You can go to the audio description project, adp.acb.org. It'll let you know what is audio description, where you can watch it. You can go to the ADNA.org. That's the ADNA.org. It'll let you know who's narrating your favorite films and television series. And you can go to Twitter, Instagram, or Threads and follow me at MacTheMovieGuy. That's it. I will see you guys on the other side. Peace out.